In the heart of Nigeria, nestled among dense forests and winding dirt paths, was a small village bound by tradition and whispered secrets. Ebel lived there, her days filled with duty and silence. Her marriage to Ikenna, the village's most respected man, was far from a fairy tale. Though strong and commanding, Ikenna lacked warmth, and Ebel often found herself staring out of her window, yearning for something more. Amadi arrived in the village during the rainy season, bringing with him stories of the outside world and hope in the form of medicine. He was young, charismatic, and kind, qualities that drew both admiration and jealousy. For Ebel, their first meeting was unremarkable, a polite exchange of words at the market. Yet, his gentle smile lingered in her thoughts long after he had walked away. Days turned into weeks, and Ebel began noticing Amadi more often. Whether it was at the clinic or during his visits to the elders, their paths seemed to cross with increasing frequency. At first, their interactions were brief, just fleeting smiles and cordial greetings. But soon, their conversations grew deeper. Amadi's genuine interest in her thoughts, something Ikenna had never shown, awakened something long dormant in Ebel. One evening, after an argument with Ikenna over her role in the household, Ebel wandered to the lake on the outskirts of the village. The still water mirrored the sky's fiery hues, offering her a rare moment of peace. It was there that she found Amadi, seated on a fallen log, scribbling in a notebook. Their conversation began cautiously, but by the time the moon had risen, they were laughing like old friends. That night marked the beginning of their secret meetings. As their connection deepened, so did Ebel's guilt. She knew that in their village, where traditions ruled every aspect of life, her feelings for Amadi were not just forbidden, they were dangerous. Yet, she couldn't resist the pull. Amadi, too, struggled with the weight of their bond. "This can't end well," he told her one evening, his voice heavy with concern. But neither could walk away. Rumors began to spread. The village, ever watchful, started noticing the stolen glances and the way Ebel's demeanor brightened in Amadi's presence. "Ebel is not the same," whispered the women at the market. "Her heart has wandered," they concluded. These whispers eventually reached Ikenna, who dismissed them at first. But as he watched his wife's growing detachment, his suspicions took root. One evening, Ikenna decided to follow Ebel. He trailed her through the winding paths until he saw her silhouette by the lake, illuminated by the faint glow of a lantern. Beside her was Amadi. They were laughing softly, their hands brushing as they spoke. Rage surged through Ikenna, but he did not confront them. Instead, he retreated into the shadows, his mind racing with plans for retribution. The next day, Ikenna began spreading subtle accusations against Amadi, planting seeds of doubt in the villagers' minds. He spoke of missing medicine and broken trust, all with the intention of tarnishing Amadi's reputation. The villagers, once welcoming and warm, started avoiding the young doctor. Ebel, oblivious to Ikenna's schemes, grew more worried as she saw Amadi's practice falter. During one of their secret meetings, Amadi expressed his concerns. "This village is turning against me," he said. "It's only a matter of time before they come for us." Ebel's heart ached, but she knew he was right. They couldn't continue like this. Ikenna's plan reached its climax when he discovered letters Ebel had written to Amadi. The words, filled with love and longing, were all the evidence he needed. One morning, he gathered the villagers in the square and read the letters aloud. "This is the woman you respect," he thundered. "She has shamed me and all of you." The crowd murmured in shock, their eyes turning toward Ebel, who stood frozen at the edge of the gathering. Amadi stepped forward, his voice steady despite the tension. "Ebel does not deserve your scorn," he declared. "If you must blame someone, blame me. I pursued her." His words silenced the crowd, but the damage was done. That night, Ebel and Amadi decided to flee. Under the cover of darkness, they made their way through the forest, their footsteps muffled by the damp earth. But Ikenna's men were not far behind. The torches' flickering light and the distant sound of shouting filled the air. Just as they were cornered, an elder from the village appeared, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Enough," she commanded. This bloodshed will bring curses upon us all." Her words carried weight, and Ikena's men hesitated. The elder turned to Ikena, her gaze piercing. "Let them go. This path they have chosen is their own burden to bear." Reluctantly, Ikena nodded, and his men stepped aside. Ebel and Amadi disappeared into the night. The village never saw them again, but their story became legend. After every rain, villagers claimed to see footprints by the lake, as if their love had left an indelible mark on the land.